Okay, folks, I've got to geek out here for a moment because I don't think since Christopher Reeve was on the show has Smallville hit it so right as they did last night. Okay, I'm not going to go over every aspect of last night's episode because, one, if you saw it, you know what happens. Two, there are going to be some spoilers here, so if you don't want to see them, now would be the time to leave. Okay? Done? Alright, because this is strictly just going to be what I thought of the episode as a whole and a couple things in there that I thought were awesome. First off, opening the show with Clark's vision of the future. Him actually getting a glimpse of him performing as Superman, saving the Daily Planet from a crashing plane, seeing that flash of red going up into the sky. Someone actually saying, "Look up in the sky!" It was awesome. And then when he wakes up from this vision, looks over on the desk next to the sofa, sees a box left there for him from Martha. He opens it up, see a faint glow coming from the box, would pan up to Clark's face, see the reflection in his eye of what's in the box. Bam! Yep. Martha made Clark's suit for him. Will we see it next season? I'm thinking maybe not. If so, maybe at the end, but who knows? We'll see what way they decide to take that. The other cool thing I thought about on Smallville was Zod again pretending to be the Blur and using Lois against Clark. However, in one of those touching moments that we see a lot of times in movies, however, it still works. When Zod touches Lois's shoulder, she realizes this isn't the Blur. Turns around, tries to deceive him. He knows that she figured it out. And as he tosses her aside like so much as of a rag doll, speeding up from behind, we see Clark turn Zod around, boom! Uppercut, knocks him into orbit, saves Lois, and then, in the dark, kisses her as the Blur. Now here's the question. As Clark speeds away to go do what he needs to do in saving the world from the wrath of the Kandorians, Lois stands there in shock and awe and spouts off, "Clark." Okay. Yeah, that seems like she might know. But let's wait and see. I have a theory. There is a way that Smallville could pull that off to where Lois actually doesn't know it's Clark. Maybe she kissed the Blur and realized, oh, I do love Clark. In some sort of moment of clarity, she got kissed by her hero, but realized it doesn't mean anything compared to how she feels about Clark Kent. But who knows? Maybe next season she will know who Clark is, which would make a lot of sense because, well, by this point, glasses aren't going to really be that much of an effective disguise for Clark to Lois. So in the Smallville universe, by this point, she might as well know who the hell he is. Also have to say thank you, Smallville, for building up to something in the season that you actually delivered on. Last year, Clark vs. Doomsday, horrible ending. Clark vs. Zod this season, awesome. Absolutely loved it. Granted, there were no powers involved because of the blue kryptonite dagger that Zod pulled out to keep him from being sucked up into the other plane of existence by the Book of Rao, but absolutely incredible. Just fisticuffs all the way around, uppercuts to Zod, throwing Clark through that plate glass window, and then Clark stabbing himself with the blue kryptonite dagger and hurling himself off the building. So Zod's powers would return, and he would get sucked up into the other plane of existence through the Book of Rao. Absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, we know Clark's not going to die because he eventually becomes Superman. But who's going to save him? Hawkman, John Jones? How's that going to happen? I'm waiting for next season. I want to see what's going to happen with this and move on from there. And speaking of next season, it's a little theory I have. I heard that comic book fans were going to catch some glimpses into what's going to happen next season. Remember when Ollie was in the air duct trying to turn the satellites back on, and he got attacked by all those things coming from around him? Chloe saw all the blips on the screen. He said they're not Kandorian. My theory, they're parademons or some other form of creatures from Apocalypse. Because do you remember the old lady sitting in the hospital when they pronounced Tess dead after Zod burned her? I have a feeling that might have been Granny Goodness, who's one of Darkseid's lackeys from Apocalypse. Because they've been hinting, and there's been rumors about Darkseid being the next villain. But that's my theory. I'm just going to throw that out there. So somehow, I think Granny Goodness is doing something to Tess, and that's going to continue on into next season. But I could be wrong. Just throwing my theory out there. all in all, this was a great season as a whole and a wonderful way to end the season. It leaves you wanting more. You want to come back and see what happens. The only tiff that I have about it was not seeing Hawkman and Black Canary and Cyborg and all them in a much greater capacity than just showing them on a satellite link through Watchtower. I would have liked to have seen Hawkman and John Jones throw down with the Kandorians, but they did it the way they did it. It was still executed very well, and I cannot wait to see what happens after this. Well, that's my critique, as brief as it may be, on the season finale of Smallville. Like I said, if you've seen it, you knew what happened, so I didn't want to get into every detail of it. And if you haven't seen it, hopefully you're not watching this unless you wanted a little insight ahead of time. Now, see, I'm the type of person, you could tell me every in and out of a show or a movie that I want to see, and I'll still sit down and watch it. Because even though your description might be good, it's not going to be as pleasurable as actually seeing it with my own eyes. But that's why I say that I'm putting spoilers out there. So I guess we got another 4 months to wait till Smallville, and then possibly around that time also season 9 will be out to own on DVD and Blu-ray. So hopefully you guys are picking that up. I know I will be when it comes out. So well, we enter summer without Smallville, but in a few weeks I will be in Metropolis, so it's not like I'm going the entire summer without a Superman fix. So anyway, this is EO signing off. Just wanted to throw that out there about Smallville. We'll catch you guys next season, season 10. Can you believe it's been on that long? Wow. So until next time, this is EO. You guys take care. We'll see you later.